Next question of GS3, the last question in GS3 that we'll be discussing is introduce the concept of artificial intelligence. So that's one part, introducing the concept of artificial intelligence. Next part is how does AI help clinical diagnosis. That's second part. Third part is do you perceive any threat to privacy of the individual in the use of AI in healthcare. So you have clear 3 parts in the question. It's a 15 marker, 3 parts. Three parts are separately asked in the question. So we just need to directly address them. Introduction, you can talk about what artificial intelligence is, or you can talk about any recent event wherein AI was used in healthcare, or why there is a large scale push into AI, emphasis on AI. And in the body, 3 parts. So the first part is like how it is okay, so the first part is introducing the concept of artificial intelligence. So although this is just a small part, I think you should at least give 3 to 4 points on the concept of artificial intelligence. You can even talk about the working of artificial intelligence, how there will be like data sensors, how there will be a mechanical part, and then there will be like how the artificial intelligence in general as an idea you think works, what are the key components in that. Or you can talk about also concept of artificial intelligence, like what is the key elements of artificial intelligence, or how does why is it revolutionary, like what are the key features of artificial intelligence, like it reduces this thing, time, cost, overruns, how artificial intelligence helps in different industries. So second concept of artificial intelligence has to be addressed in 3 to 4 points. Then second part comes, how does AI help clinical diagnosis. There again you have to give 5 to 6 points. Therein you can talk about so if I don't know anything, I know healthcare has different parts. What are the different parts? Like there is diagnosis, there is treatment. Before treatment you have diagnosis, treatment. Like what are the different elements in healthcare? You just look at the use of AI in that. So the question is clearly asking how AI helps in clinical diagnosis. So we have to focus only on the diagnosis part. So here you can think about like predictive diagnosis, like let's say Google DeepMind I think is using AI for patient diagnosis, or even some of the universities are also trying to use AI to come up with research outputs. Then you can talk about imaging, like what are the elements in diagnosis. You have imaging, you have records, you have customization, you have drug delivery, you have monitoring. So these are like some of the parts. You can come up with more parts as well. So you can just talk about how it can help in imaging, how it can help in drug delivery, how it can help in predictive, customized diagnosis of each problem. Like depending on, let's say, the genetic structure of the person, or depending on the lifestyle factors, like factoring in things like whether he's smoking, factoring in things like whether he's married, whether he's over 30, whether he is having any cardiovascular issues. Depending on various such factors, the artificial intelligence model can give a customized healthcare diagnosis solution. So you can talk about all that, and in everything you can talk about solutions. Like in imaging, I think the IBM Watson model, healthcare, this thing is there. In record keeping, again I think Google genomics model in terms of genomics research and this thing. In terms of customization, in terms of like various, even Dr. Reddy Labs is using a lot of AI. Like you can, wherever possible, wherever you have some examples in mind, or wherever you can even realistically, a little bit of intelligent guessing can also be done. So to be honest, in the mains it's not realistically possible to have examples and this thing for every possible question that comes, because you don't prepare for AI in clinical diagnosis when you're preparing notes. It's just a random question, but then you have to intelligently guess like which body, which company, which software could be connected as an example into the point that you are writing. So a little bit of freedom, a little bit of intelligent guessing can be done, should be done. And then what are the issues? How does AI in this thing, do you perceive any threat to privacy? So in that part of the question, again you need 4 to 5 points. You have to talk about how the record management, how the data privacy, like one is whether there is a right to be forgotten inbuilt, embedded into the system, and whether who keeps the records, where is it in cloud, is it on edge, and who ensures that the data privacy, data breaches don't happen, or something like how do you ensure that the algorithm itself, because artificial intelligence is driven by algorithms, either built-in algorithms or generative ones. So how do you ensure that it is not racist? How do you ensure it is not sexist? How do you ensure that it does not target certain vulnerable communities? So you have to ensure that there is audit, you have to ensure that it doesn't have biases, or you have to ensure that there is feedback mechanism to ensure that all these problems, whenever they are noted, whenever they are raised by any person from the public, have a feedback, have a grievance redressal mechanism as well. So these are some of the issues. Then you have to have informed consent. Having AI in diagnosis is good, but are you sure that the person also wants, doesn't he have a right to give consent? He definitely has a right to give consent, because AI can be very invasive. So he has to give consent, he has to have a clear idea about what all data will be taken from him, how will it be taken, where will it be stored, how long will it be stored, does he have a right to ask the person, he has a right, but he has to know that he has a right to tell the person who has taken the data to delete the data if he wants so, depending on the provisions of the Data Privacy Bill, Law of India, and all such things. So all of those are issues. And what is the grievance mechanism, like what is the accountability mechanism, what happens if something goes wrong? So all these are issues that are not entirely solved. Going forward, what can be done? So we don't have committee recommendations specifically for this, or so this is a very like a little offbeat question, we can't prepare separately on this. So what can be done is, like, you can just solve the problems, challenges that we are saying, like the problems to privacy, problems in terms of biasness, problems in terms of possible profiling, or all of that. You can just solve those issues. So next is ethics. So now we'll try to answer 5 questions from ethics of previous year questions, mains. Again, the idea is just to give a basic, like how I would approach the mains answer for ethics or the general studies, like what approach, how do I have a clear idea about how to approach it. So we'll look at 2 to 3 theory questions, 2 theory questions and 3 case study questions. So I'll just write some of the frameworks that I use for ethics, whatever question comes. So So this is like the syllabus. So this is like determinants, role of family, role of culture, etc. This is the consequences, causes, consequences, attitude, aptitude, probity, emotional intelligence. This is just the syllabus, but it gives you dimensions to analyze any theory question in ethics. Like any question can be analyzed in terms of what are the causes, what are the consequences, what is the role of attitude, what is the role of affective component of attitude, emotional component of attitude, behavioral component of attitude. You can talk about aptitude and civil service values if the question pertains to civil service. Probity, again the different parts of probity, work culture, corruption, grievance redressal mechanisms, etc. Then you can talk about emotional intelligence. You just take the Goldman model, it has 5 dimensions. You can analyze the question in terms of emotional intelligence. Then this is structure of any ethics theory question, meaning, supporting, refuting, relevance. Any theory question, what is the meaning of the statement or the question, give theory and other examples to support the argument, and then flip the argument. Like think about any alternative arguments, how can you counter it, what is the how can you flip the argument, what if this is not true, why is it not always true, like think of it from alternative standpoints. Then end it with relevance, why is it still relevant. You can end it with a quote or relevance, you can start it with a quote or introduction or definition. This TED and VET is like every line, ideally every point should either have value or example or thinker or theory. Like any general point that we are saying, ideally it should have a value or an example or a thinker or theory, so that it's a very factually intense point. and every question should have thinker theory, should have examples, should have a diagram. Again, it's not mandatory, but it gives a little more edge in terms of your answer writing, in terms of your mains paper.
Hi, a very good evening to all of you. I hope prelims 2024 आप लोगों का सही से हुआ होगा. Now is the time when you should prepare for mains wholeheartedly. And to help you in assisting in this endeavor, we are coming up with a very important program known as Civil Services Accelerator Program. देखो मेंस में आपको हर कोई बोलेगा कि 450 नंबर GS 1 2 3 4 में आने चाहिए, ऐसे में 120 130 आने चाहिए, बट हाउ टू अचीव इट, वो करना कैसे है, कौन कौन से वो पिलर्स है जिन पे हम फोकस करने वाले हैं. तो पिलर्स देखो बहुत बेसिक है. फर्स्ट वी गोइंग टू इंश्योर दैट जो भी हम यहाँ करंट अफेयर की क्लासेस लेंगे दे गोइंग टू बी लिंक्ड विद द स्टैटिक पार्ट, सो दैट यू कैन गेट अ वेरी गुड अंडरस्टैंडिंग. चाहे यूपीएससी फिर बाद में स्टैटिक पोर्शन से पूछे या फिर करंट से, आपका अच्छे से कवर हो जाएगा. सेकंड इज अबाउट एथिक्स, कि आप एथिक्स अच्छे से कवर करिए, बोथ पोर्शन सेक्शन ए एज वेल एज द केस स्टडीज, एंड इफ यू डू इट प्रॉपर्ली यू विल गेट वेरी गुड मार्क्स. देन फिलोसॉफिकल एसेज, सबसे कम मार्क्स आजकल एसे में आने लग गए स्टूडेंट्स के, 80 90 100 तक मैक्सिमम लोग स्टॉप हो जाते हैं. तो हाउ टू इंश्योर दैट कि वो मार्क्स हमारे 130 तक पहुंचे, उसके लिए हम ऐसे फोकस करेंगे. एंड देन यू गोइंग टू हैव अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टेस्ट सीरीज व्हिच इज गोइंग टू इंश्योर कि यार अच्छे से आप प्रैक्टिस कर पाओ और इवेलुएट कर पाओ अपने आप को. एंड दीज आर द इंपॉर्टेंट एरियाज व्हिच वी गोइंग टू फोकस अपॉन. इनफैक्ट दीज आर द पिलर्स ऑफ मेंस प्रिपरेशन फॉर करंट अफेयर्स. A team of faculties including me, we are going to assisting you in each and everything. We'll have Rajvardhan sir, we'll have Neha ma'am, me alongside some other faculties will also be part of this. We'll focus on 3 areas, okay? जो टॉपिक बहुत स्टैटिक लगते हैं लेकिन वहां से करंट का क्वेश्चन हर बार आता है, जैसे लोकल सेल्फ गवर्नेंस, ऐसे क्वेश्चंस को हम पहले से ही संभाल के रखेंगे. सोसाइटी के बहुत सारे टॉपिक हैं ऐसे जहां से बार बार क्वेश्चन आता है, लगता नहीं है कि आएगा बट आ जाता है. ट्रेंड स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन, फाइनेंस कमीशन, क्लाइमेट चेंज, ऐसे ऐसे जितनी भी थीम है वो इसमें आएंगे. एंड थर्ड, ईयर स्पेसिफिक. ईयर स्पेसिफिक मींस दैट इस साल जैसे मान लो साइंस एंड टेक में कुछ अच्छे डेवलपमेंट्स हैं तो यूपीएससी वहीं से पूछ लेता डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन. सो दोस काइंड्स ऑफ करंट अफेयर विल आल्सो बी कवर्ड. So that's why if you want to become part of a very important course, this is the course for you. कि सारी अभी करंट अफेयर की चिंता finish. With respect to ethics, we have one of the most stalwart person, Atul sir. Atul sir has been teaching for more than 13 years ethics. है ना, जब से शुरू हुआ है 2013 से पेपर तब से सर पढ़ा रहे हैं. And if you want to get his mentorship, then eventually जितने भी प्रॉब्लम्स आती है एथिक्स में वो सारी सॉल्व आउट हो जाएंगे, चाहे वो आपकी बेसिक कंसेप्ट हैं, कंटेम्परेरी एग्जांपल्स हैं. इफ यू नॉट एबल टू इंक्लूड द थिंकर्स इन द आंसर वो भी सॉल्व हो जाएगा. along with the answer writing is going to become very refined. In fact, he has already taken an orientation session. You can just watch it on our YouTube channel and you will get very good outcome for that. एथिक्स में जो होंगे लगभग 20 घंटे के आसपास क्लासेस होंगी, आपको PYQs वगैरह के लिए हेल्प की जाएगा, हैंडआउट्स दिए जाएंगे, अच्छे एग्जांपल जाएंगे, एंड प्लस मोर इंपॉर्टेंटली 1-to-1 मेंटरशिप इज गोइंग टू बिकम अ पार्ट ऑफ इट. सो एथिक्स इज वन एरिया वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. देन कम्स द एसे. In the essay, we are going to focus upon philosophical areas. तो पहले वहां पे आपको टीच भी करेंगे, me along with Manikant sir as well as Kapil Sikka sir. We are going to be part of this so that those of you who can eventually get the best out of yourself, आपको कोई भी रुकावट नहीं आनी चाहिए. So focus किस चीज पे रहेगा? Coverage of all the important themes which are there in the PYQs. और सबसे ज्यादा फोकस फिलोसफी पे ही करेंगे. Then handouts दिए जाएंगे, आपको एक्सपर्ट फैकल्टीज के साथ 1-to-1 मेंटरशिप भी कराई जाएगी. And as a result of this, you can score very high in the essay. लगभग 25 से 30 घंटे की क्लासेस होंगी, कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव हैंडआउट, कंपाइलेशन, वर्कशीट, 1-to-1 मेंटरशिप, सारी चीजें आपको अच्छे से दी जाएंगी. एंड इफ यू आर एबल टू अचीव इट, मेक श्योर दैट कि आप तरीके से उसको यूटिलाइज करें एंड फाइनली आउटकम लेके आए मेंस के अंदर. एंड फाइनली व्हेन इट कम्स टू टेस्ट सीरीज, ऑल द फैकल्टीज आर गोइंग टू बी टुगेदर टू इंश्योर दैट जो भी आपका एरिया होगा उसमें आपको अच्छे लेवल का हम आउटपुट दे पाए, आपको अच्छी मेंटरशिप प्रोवाइड कर पाए, चाहे वो GS 1, 2, 3, 4 या फिर ऐसे पेपर हो. So that's why you're going to have a test series also along with this. And in this test series, we have to make sure questions quality, model answers, the discussion sessions, all of them they are top notch, so that इस साल जो मेंस है आपके लिए एक eventually game changer बन जाए and we are able to become a part of your success journey. This is the objective with which we are starting this program, and this program is going to be very useful for all those students who are eventually becoming part of the mains for this year. अभी prelims का रिजल्ट आने वाला है, so let us hope majority of you have worked very hard, आपका final call आ ही जाए. Many sessions are going to happen. Some have happened, like ethics का session has already been taken by Atul sir and June 25 was taken. essay का जो है 2 जुलाई को होगा. Answer writing template का जो session है, it will be taken by the rank 4 of this year. It's going to focus specifically on paper 2, paper 3. Current affair की classes 28 जून को first होगी, it will be dealing with IR. इसकी सेकंड क्लास होगी वो नेक्स्ट वीक ऑन द जुलाई ऑफ 4th होगा. So what is required from your side, आप इन sessions का part बनिए. These sessions are open in nature. Try to get your doubts resolved, and once you feel like नहीं trust आ रहा है, confidence आ रहा है इस institute पे, then become a part of the program, and once you become part of this program, we'll take care everything from your side. Okay, so all the very best. If you have any query, any doubt, you can reach out to these numbers. These numbers, if you dial, you'll get the link to our counselors, and they will help you out in understanding. If कोई detail में आपको लगता है कोई issues लग रहा हो कि भाई ये मुझे समझ में नहीं आया अच्छे से, they will help you out with respect to that also. And for all the important kind of videos, you can stick to our YouTube channel, and we're going to help you out in the whole UPSC civil services preparation. All right, all the very best. Thank you so much.